This is a great little video, and again, something that neutral enough that people could take this and show other people in their family, in their community, who might be on the fence about what's going on in Ireland, might be oblivious in some ways to what's going on in Ireland, and might be totally supportive of what's going on in Ireland, right? But this is a little video. It's an Irish woman interacting with a few men, and I let it run, right?
And why is it only our men that has come and no families with you?
Because it's so difficult to bring a family with that way we are came here. So it's
Well, if you were fleeing a war, would you bring your family with you and whatever possessions you have?
with the woman and children is so difficult.
Well, why would you flee war for your safety if your safety is in danger and leave your children there?
Sorry, I told you people did not have a time. So
Did I make the hard questions?
Right? So this woman, on fair play to her, she asked them, "Where are you from, Afghanistan? Why is it only men?" 2 points to make on this. I keep it short. The first point, she asks them, "Why is it only men?" Right? So we've been told relentlessly that it's families, it is women and children, and there's obviously men there, but they're part of families, or there's a few single men, but there's women and children and families coming in here looking for refuge. And this woman asks them, "Why is it only men?" She doesn't ask them, "Why is it mainly men?" She asks them, "Why is it only men?" And instead of this fella saying, "Well, that's not true, there's families as well, there's a load of families staying where we're staying," he doesn't, because he knows that what she's saying is a legitimate statement, even though it's posed as a question, right? But it's a statement of fact as well. And he agrees with that by not saying otherwise, I suppose, right? Or he would certainly allow one to believe that he also sees it as only men that are coming. And when asked why he wouldn't bring his family with him, he just says it's difficult, right? And when pressed on it a little bit, he decides, actually, we don't have time for a press conference, right? We don't have time to be meeting and explaining ourselves in any way. We have to go off and do, I don't know, whatever it is they do all day that they're so bound to time over, right? But my question is this: based on what you've just watched, and assuming that this is the position not just of this man, but of the men with him, and potentially for many of the men that have come here in the last few years, right, if not decades, if you were in the position that is claimed these men are coming from, where you're in your home country, situation has become so dangerous and destructive that the only way for you to see survival in the future is to get out of Afghanistan in this instance and move to Ireland, right? And you bring your family not on that destination, instead you decide to leave them there, right? Would you do that? Would you desert your family and move thousands of miles away from them, and you get into safety where you've nice clothes given to you, bought for you, and you're homed and looked after, right? Because these people they're not starving in the streets, right? As Irish people are, they're not starving. They're healthy, right? And would you leave your children and family in the middle of a war zone? And then to cite the justification for that as it's very difficult to bring them with you, therefore we leave them behind. So if your family are making your situation more difficult, if this man is to be believed, then what the priority of what you need to do is leave them in that situation and get out. Right? So what would you do in that situation? And if your answer is, well, obviously I wouldn't leave them, I'd try and get them to the next safest location and then maybe carry on my way, right? Then you have to hold these people to the same standard. You simply do. Or you need to be honest that you actually don't hold them to the same standard and you expect less from people that are from different countries than you. And if you do, that's perfectly legitimate and fine, right? But at least be honest with yourself about this. And this is something you can share with people, this video itself, of the woman's interaction, not necessarily mine, right? But you can share this with people and say, what do you think of this? Would you do that? What kind of person would do that? Given, and knowing what we know about this man, that he's capable of willingly walking away from his family, what sort of interactions do you think he would be having with people? Would you trust this person? Would you believe that this man might do his social duty and maintain some semblance of societal safety amongst people? Do you think that'd be a priority to him if his family aren't?